Got to settle down and play disciplined half-court basketball. We'll see which team does that from the get-go.
And at the get-go, the Wildcats win the tap. Here's DJ Bettinger out on top. The Wildcats in these white uniforms, they're new this year, but not worn them a whole lot. A lot of times at home they wear the gray uniforms. I like this look.
I do too.
Patrick Hopkins got a nice look inside, couldn't get it to fall, and Nate Casper is there for the rebound.
It's going to be quite a battle all night long underneath that paint. Nate Casper, a senior, as well as Patrick Hopkins, both battling down underneath there.
And early we see that Zach Vanderwater draws the assignment out here on top to guard Casey Coons, the leading scorer for the Trojans, nearly 16 points a ball game. But Casey is an outstanding shooter, and he does not need a lot of space or time. But there is Nate Casper inside getting the first bucket of the ball game for the Trojans.
I mentioned a little bit, both teams shoot the three ball very well, so we'll see how they use that inside-out game and see if they can get a couple perimeter shots dropping that can really open things underneath for Patrick Hopkins if you're IWU.
Here's DJ Bettinger, thought about it, gives it to Pat on the floor. Nice drive to the basket. First bucket for the Wildcats belong to Hopkins, and we're tied up at 2.
About the last month, Patrick has been playing All-American type basketball. I mean, that's just amazing stuff from the trip in Hawaii and then coming back here in the conference play. Really top-notch, almost averaging a double-double.
Just shy of a double-double. 16 and a half points a ball game, 9.7 rebounds.
Well, as close as you can get.
Casper steps out, launches that bucket. Nate Casper showing some range.
The senior averaging 14 points, about 5 rebounds a game. Not used to hitting that outside shot a ton, so Patrick Hopkins a little caught off guard the last 2 possessions.
4-2 here early. Wildcats get it to Aaron Martin. Drew some contact, couldn't get the bucket to fall. The loose ball is tied up, and the possession error will belong to Taylor. You see at the top of your screen, we'll be keeping you up to date all evening long on the Lady Wildcats as they are over in Upland, Indiana, taking on the Trojans over there, and a great start for Coach Steve Brooks. Off to 10-0 start to begin that ball game. Of course, the Lady Wildcats undefeated, 18-0, 6-0 in conference play, and the #1 team in the nation. Hopkins pulls down that rebound, gets it out to DJ Bettinger. Wildcats looking to tie it up, maybe take the lead with the 3. Here's DJ. Leaves it inside. Zach Vanderwater up and in.
Nice job by Zach gathering himself underneath. A lot of times you get those big timbers underneath the basket, and you kind of hesitate a little bit, but got his defender up in the air and finished.
Zach Vanderwater, the sophomore from Warsaw. Doesn't score a lot, but the Wildcats absolutely depend on him on the defensive end. He can score. Here's Coons with the dribble, finds Casper. Good ball movement here from the Trojans, but the Wildcats jump out. Ducking in and under. Nice move from Tommy Peller. And back to a 2-point lead for the Trojans. I thought it was a pretty good defensive possession there for the Wildcats until about the last 5 seconds. Hopkins is going to go to the line and shoot 2.
Both teams have playmakers that can really do a lot off the dribble, Roger. And we talked about the defensive pressure from both of these teams that really pride themselves on that. But a lot of times you got to tip your cap because both these teams have players that can really do a lot of things with defensive pressure in your face.
Patrick Hopkins at the line, gets the first free throw. What a difference a couple years have made for Pat Hopkins. Take a look at the foul there. That foul was on Casper, his first, the team's first. Much better job for Pat Hopkins, so at the line, averaging nearly 70%. Wildcats as a team chase, 73% from the free throw line. That's outstanding.
Certainly a great improvement from just a year ago. They had stretches that were really, the free throw line was their nemesis.
Pull-up jumper on its way and good. Tommy Peller. And it's an 8-5 Trojan lead, their biggest lead. Taylor's only missed one field goal here early on. Patrick and Josh Rakonen battling on the inside. Patrick now works his way up hard, but Vandewater pulls on the offensive board. Here's Widener. Three, it's good.
Second chance opportunity for Widener, and he makes them pay, but Rakonen has given Hopkins all he can bargain for underneath that basket. The junior, great defensive pressure.
A lot of contact both ways down there. So far, the officials letting them play a little bit.
I kind of like that, too. Rivalry game, let's get them. Good physical basketball game.
Oh, Coons went behind the back.
He's done this rodeo before, as they say.
No question.
33rd season with the Trojans.
Unbelievable.
He actually eclipsed over 700 wins in his career earlier this season. So he knows IWU better than arguably anybody at this point.
Here is Jordan Widener eyeing the three off the screen, a little bit short. George Jones is checked into the lineup for the Wildcats, replacing DJ Bettinger. Backdoor cut was there. And Hopkins didn't really have to save it, but he did. Thankfully, it came back to the Wildcats. Here's Aaron Martin with the hard drive. Aaron Martin with the runner.
First 2 points for the senior. So good when you can get him to take it off of the dribble. Always a spot-up shooter. You know he can do that, but great dribble drive for him.
Absolutely, and that is the first lead of the evening for Indiana Wesleyan. They're up 10-8, and that's exactly right, Chase. You expect Aaron to be pulling up, hitting threes. That time, aggressive move to the basket. I don't know if George Jones got a piece of that, but the Trojans keep the ball. Here's Tommy Peller with 7 seconds on the shot clock. Gets a screen, dumps it out, long three on its way, short, and a near offensive board, though, from Rakonen, but it's knocked out of bounds.
On the court for the Wildcats for the first time.
Rachel is going to check out. Tyler Waite in for the Trojans. Tyler, a sophomore from Pittsburgh, and Taylor Schoen, the senior for the Wildcats. We'll check on in number 12 from Oxford, Indiana, Benton Central High School.
Both teams very senior dominated. 5 seniors for Taylor, 6 for IWU, so a lot of experience on both sides of the ball.
Widener dumps it inside. Hopkins lays it up and in. Nice roll and a nice layup. Pat Hopkins, Wildcats on top by 4. Patrick Hopkins now with 5 points. Wildcats switching up out here on Casey Coons, making it very difficult. Coons yet to get in the scoring column there. He gets free and hits the three.
That's how it works, right? You brought it up, and there he knocks it right down. Wearing that mask today, he must have had an injury on the face.
Taylor Schoen, cannot get it to roll.
Sometimes the shooters like this. Sometimes they adjust to that mask, and I've heard shooters keep that mask actually on after they're done with their injury. And, hey, back-to-back, you might as well keep it.
And just like that, the Trojans take back the lead with consecutive threes from Casey Coons. And so in a matter of seconds, he gets from 0 to 6 points. Zach Vandewater should say, misses a three, but loose ball comes down to Coons. Wildcats were up by 4. Now they trail by 2 on those threes from Casey Coons. See that Tyler Greathouse getting ready to check in for Indiana Wesleyan, as is DJ Bettinger. Casper inside, off the glass, won't go. And there's Patrick Hopkins with the board. Nice feed, Widener to Taylor Schoen, and it's tied up at 14. This is a good basketball game right now.
Back and forth we go. Widener always aware in the open court, has that head up and a nice little bounce pass. You notice how he bounced past it. That chest pass would have got stolen. Put it right where he needed to be, and Schoen, often right place, right time, finishes it.
Here's a loose ball out on top, Taylor Schoen. 1-on-1 with the break. Has it rejected and knocked out of bounds. Josh Rakonen with the block. Back the other way. The three is on its way and good. from Tyler Waite. And it's a Taylor lead, 17-14.
I think this is a fast-paced game, Roger, or what?
Absolutely. Hopkins start to back it in. Look to dump it down low to George Jones, and it just flies out of bounds. Rachel back.
Real quick.
Well, for Indiana Wesleyan, as we said, DJ Bettinger now back into the lineup. Tyler Greathouse making his first appearance. Tyler, the sophomore from Columbus, Indiana. Ben Rachel back in for the Trojans. Oh, and just pounding his way inside and muscling it in is Josh Raikkonen.
You can tell what he's been doing in the offseason. He's very strong underneath that basket. Not getting pushed around at all, Raikkonen.
Wildcats trail by 5. The biggest lead of the ball game for either team is this 5-point lead from Taylor. Drive. And wild shot there from Jordan Widener, but the Wildcats catch a break as Tommy Peller stepped out of bounds. Daryl Jordan in for the Trojans, and Aaron Martin back in for the Wildcats. Jordan Widener will inbound the basketball now. There's no reset on the shot clock here apparently, so 13 now for the Wildcats to get off a shot here, and I don't know if they've recognized that. Here's Widener, left side, tough drive, and before the shot, he was fouled. That foul on Tommy Peller will be his first, the team's second. Peller will check out, and Casey Coons right back in.
See Coons, the leader for this team, didn't sit out very long. Coach Patterson knows he has to get him back in there, especially when IWU has Patrick Hopkins on the bench.
Tyler Greathouse spots up. 3 ball, good, Tyler Greathouse.
Another one of those guys, if you get going, can hurt you from deep.
Tyler starting to work his way more into the lineup. Getting more and more minutes. He's earned those minutes. Now a whistle out here on top. As, let's see, DJ Bettinger will pick up his first foul and the team's first. Here's Casey Coon now being guarded by George Jones, the fourth. He got free. Long three is off the mark, but an offensive board pulled down there by Ian Dutcher. Big offensive board. Couple times now, the Trojans gotten themselves some second chance opportunities off offensive rebounds. Good defense out here by Jordan Widener. Lob pass inside, taken away. Oh, off the hands of George Jones, the fourth. Josh Raikkonen will be back in. Dutcher will check out. 17 seconds on the shot clock here for the Taylor Trojans. Greathouse guarding Raikkonen. They kick it out here. Now down to 10. Wait, tough shot in and out. Aaron Martin there with the rebound. Almost has it taken away. Here's DJ Bettinger. Tyler Greathouse is going to eye a three. Off the back iron, loose ball. And there's Daryl Jordan with the rebound.
Very perimeter-oriented group out there for IWU. We're going to get a couple subs here in a second, but right now we don't have any inside presence besides Greathouse, and he is normally known for his outside game. So look for Taylor maybe to pound it down into Raikkonen this possession.
They get it out here to Casey Coons. Shot clock now down to 10. Tough shot from Coons off the front iron. That comes out to Bettinger. DJ will push. Gives out here to Aaron Martin. Jordan Widener's going to eye a three. Long three off the iron and out of bounds. Wildcats still trail by 2. Patrick Hopkins and Zach Vanderwater will check in. Widener and Greathouse will sit down. I think with Patrick Hopkins in, he might pound it inside now here a little bit.
A little more. You saw Coons on Widener that last possession. Those two players know each other very well. Went to high school together. Jordan Widener transferred out his senior year, went to Danville High School, but for 3 years, Went to high school together. Now I believe it was Franklin Central. Great
Nice
ball
feed
play.
inside. Oh, rejected by Pat Hopkins. Here's Aaron Martin. Well, he was trying to find George Jones, and another turnover from the Wildcats. 7 minutes and closer, with 7 minutes and 7 seconds to go in that ball game over in Upland. Of course, as we mentioned, the Lady Wildcats, the #1 team in the nation, and fighting to hold on to sole possession of first place in the conference. Here's Zach Vanderwater with the steal. Zach kicks it out. Aaron Martin's going to eye a three. Oh, way off the mark. And there's Tommy Peller. You know, I don't mind the Wildcats taking, good looks at threes, and for Aaron Martin, that's not a bad look, but they do need to get the ball inside a little bit more first, I think. Maybe a little more inside-out game.
They haven't really even been looking for that at some points in these possessions.
Is that a turnover? It is. Josh Raikkonen got a little bit out of control there and turned it over. Well, with 7:22 to go in this ball game, only 2 fouls have been called on the Trojans, only 1 on IWU. Here's a steal out on top with the breakaway, and slamming it home is Tyler Waite. Tyler Waite has been energetic coming off the bench for the Trojans.
He sure has. Athletic, 6'7", long arms, can get out in the passing lanes, and right there he shows you a little bit of hops.
And 5 points now for Tyler Waite. The bench is going to be big in this contest. Good production from the Trojans bench so far. Here's DJ Bettinger out on top to get around to George Jones. George now with the drive, kicks it out. Vanderwater with the drive, goes in hard, draws the foul, and will go to the line to shoot 2. You know, I like that drive by Zach Vanderwater. The threes weren't going down. Take it to the rim hard and make something good happen.
It's really one of the first times they've actually ran a full offensive possession, Roger, and really ran it all the way through and had a decent look at the basket. Attacking, like you said, only 4 fouls combined for both teams. For how physical it is, you wouldn't think that would be the case. Rising high, shielding his body there is Zach Vanderwater. And
Zach missed the first free throw. 1 more to go. Trying to pull the Wildcats to within 3, and he does. 1 possession ball game as Zach hits that second free throw. 3 points now for Zach Vanderwater. There's Tommy Peller working against DJ Bettinger. They find Coons. And there's a foul way out on top here on Zach Vanderwater. And that's going to be a foul just about every time.
I don't mind that against Coons, though. Kind of make sure that you know you're there and ready to play all 40 minutes defensively, because he can light you up.
2 fouls apiece now. Inside, Tommy Peller spun, got the basket to fall, and drew the foul on Pat Hopkins. Tell you what, things are going well right now for Taylor. They're getting tough shots to fall. They're shooting the ball. They're shooting the lights out. If you're a Wildcat fan, you got to hope that maybe that starts to slow down here a little bit. Peller steps to the line and hits that free throw. But for the Trojans right now, 54% from the field, 60% from the 3-point range. Hit the free throw there, and they have a 6-point lead.
They play a tough brand of basketball, Roger, and if their shots are dropping, like you said, along with their defensive effort, they're a tough team to beat.
24-18, just under 6 minutes to go. Pat Hopkins going to back it in with the right hand, leaves it short, and therefore the rebound is Josh Raikkonen. Trojans get it across, and Waite swings it around. Coons now being guarded by DJ Bettinger. Coons just drives, and I'll tell you what, that was not bad defense there from DJ Bettinger, but tough shot there from Casey Coons. 8 points now for Casey, and it's an 8-point ball game.
Good defense, but better with the left hand, too, there from Coons. Very versatile point guard.
Inside, and the foul is going to be called on Josh Raikkonen, and you can see they're just gonna hang on Patrick Hopkins all night long. And whether it's Casper or Raikkonen or Dutcher or whoever, Darrell Jordan now back in for Taylor. Wildcats need a basket here. Oh, wow, way out on top. Almost a turnover. DJ Bettinger's going to have to way back track it down. Jordan Widener now. Long three, DJ Bettinger off the mark. Offensive board. Comes down to Hopkins, out to Widener for three.
Fill it up, a second three ball there for the junior. That was another second chance opportunity for the Wildcats. Patrick Hopkins is fighting down there all night long, trying to get an open look, and finally they get a kick out, and Widener gets an open look, but they have really been working for every single basket.
Inside, it sails out of bounds. Wildcat basketball. Jordan Widener with that three has 6 points now. In other basketball action in the conference, you see that Bethel and Grace. A tight one at Grace. That is a big ball game. Bethel in sole possession of first place in the conference. No doubt that the Wildcats would love to see Grace knock off the Pilots tonight.
As we travel up there on Saturday, it's going to be quite a contest there at Bethel, 3 o'clock this Saturday, IWU.
Inside, Widener, left hand won't go. And there for the rebound is Ian Dutcher. Casey Coons. Waite picks up his dribble, gets it back to Coons. Open three on its way. In and out. Hopkins rips on the board, out to Widener. Jordan will take it hard and will draw the foul on Tommy Peller. I think it will be before the shot, however. Oh, no, it is a two-shot foul on Tommy Peller. That will be his second, the team's fifth. And at the line will be Jordan Widener shooting 2 free throws. And Jordan Widener attacks the basket.
He's relentless, isn't he? Once he puts that head down, he can hang in the air. Luckily there for Tyler Waite. Denies another opportunity for a three-point play, but Widener hits 1 of 2.
They missed the first, but hits the second free throw and cuts that lead back to 4. 22-26. Coons thought about that three. In for the Trojans, Ben Rachel, number 11. And another turnover. That time, Darrell Jordan threw it out of bounds. Very unusual for a Taylor Ball Club to turn it over like that.
Only averaged 10 turnovers per game to the Trojans, and you see Jordan there kind of looking a little uncomfortable, just a sophomore.
Well, you know, the Wildcats playing pretty aggressively out here on the perimeter defensively. I think they have a good idea trying to go backdoor, but I think the Wildcats have defended it well. Here's Aaron Martin. Thought about the three, picked it up. And a break for the Wildcats. Patrick Hopkins came away with a loose ball. There's a drive. Patrick Hopkins spots up off the glass. Not good, and Ben Rachel pulls down the board. Waite dribbles around the perimeter and dribbles it off his leg. Instead, they've gotten a few stops, created some turnovers, but they got to finish this first half strong.
This has been a game of lead changes, a lot of runs by both teams, and you gotta have to weather those. Taylor's got to go on a couple runs. IWU's had a couple of theirs in the early part of this half. But like you said, this last 2.5 minutes will be big.
Nice feed inside. Patrick Hopkins will go to the line to shoot the free throw, but a sweet feed from Jordan Widener. Patrick Hopkins now with 7 points, looking for his 8th. There you see the finish.
Nice left hand there from Patrick.
That foul was on Nate Casper. Big foul because that's his second, the team's 6th. And Patrick gets the roll, and it is a 1-point ball game now, a 7-0 run for the Wildcats. And on top, here's Ben Rachel. George Jones guarding Casey Coons. Here's Waite. Shot clock down to 12 seconds. Good defense here from the Wildcats. Rachel finds Jordan with 5. They got to do something quickly. Here's Rachel with the drive. Throws it up short. And there is Patrick Hopkins with the board.
Great sequence there for IWU.
Believe it or not, Indiana Wesleyan could take the lead with just minutes ago. They were down by 8. And defense, I think, has been the key. I don't think, I know, because we saw them create that. Here's Jordan Widener going up high. Hopkins with the putback. And it goes!
3 Taylor defenders right there, but somehow Patrick Hopkins, that's why he almost averages a double-double. Always there, right place, right time, and can finish at the rim.
10 points now for Pat Hopkins. Wildcats have regained the lead with 1:12 to go. Inside, loose ball, loose.
Nice.
Taylor Schoen has it. Here's DJ Bettinger. George Jones, baseline. Tried to kick it out, but Casey Coons, man, a heads-up play there. He covered that corner and picked it off. The senior from Indianapolis, Casey Coons, a very nice ball player. Look at George Jones going to the floor. Almost a near steal.
Tell you what, George Jones yet to score in this game, but his presence has been felt out there. Defensively, I've been watching him all night long, and usually marking Taylor's top offensive threat. This instance on this possession, Casey Coons really making a difference out there.
Trojans have the basketball with 18 seconds on the shot clock. Casey way out on top. Dumps it inside. Way tough shot. Are you kidding me?
11 points now for the senior, already well on his way to his season average of 15. Sometimes you got to shake your head and tip your cap because that was a heck of a shot.
Crazy shot. Good defense from the Wildcats. There's an illegal screen going to be called on George Jones. Casey Coons, I'm going to tell you, I can almost guarantee he hit that shot because every summer for about the last 12 years of his life, he's just been shooting all summer long. You know what I mean?
Yeah, off balance, on balance, it doesn't matter what it is. I mean, you got a hand in his face. Just watch him in warm-ups. He can light it up. He's got a stroke.
Well, the Wildcats had gone on a 9-0 run, took the lead, but that 3 by Casey Coons gave the Trojans back the lead, and now they have the basketball with 2 seconds. Will he get the shot off? He does.
To the floor and getting things underway in the second half. Still crowded, Lucky Arena here, packed house. Glad you joined us here in the second half. Should be a fun one. If you like Grant County basketball, it doesn't get much better than this, Raj.
Wildcats have the first possession of the second half. Looking to maybe tie this one up if at all possible. Here's Jordan Widener, frees himself. Comes up a little bit short, and therefore the rebound is Josh Raikkonen.
IWU sticking with the man-to-man this half. Proved to be pretty successful in that in the first half. But I think Taylor's got to throw out a few more screens and try to do some things on the perimeter, and got to pick up a quick blocking foul as Jordan Widener there, just his first.
And a foul on Jordan, as you said, Chase, his first, the team's first there in the second half. Not a lot of fouls called in this ballgame. No one in real foul trouble for either team at this point.
And they're letting them play, which I like in a rivalry game like this. It's like a little slick on the floor there, a little wet spot.
Get that all cleaned up, and here to inbound the basketball is Ben Rachel. Tommy Peller with the drive, and just like that, 2 fouls on Jordan Widener. And I wondered if they weren't going to try to get Tommy Peller involved in this ball game a little bit more on the offensive end. Peller, the second leading scorer at 14 points a game, had 7 points, but just think, with all the attention that Casey Coons is drawing, they're going to maybe look to Peller a little bit more. Nate Casper.
Yeah, just 2 for Casper. He averages 14 as well. So they got a lot of guys that can hurt you when they step up.
Taylor now with a 4-point lead as Peller hits both of those free throws. Here's DJ Bettinger. Wildcats get around to Aaron Martin. Off the screen, it was Widener, nothing there. Shot clock now down to 12. Leaving it inside, Patrick Hopkins with the finish. And with that, 1,501 points now for Patrick Hopkins. Nice speed there from Widener and a nice finish.
I wonder if Patrick knows that milestone. You don't get that very often. 1,000 points is incredible enough, but he's certainly had a very great career here at IWU.
Blocked there and a steal by Patrick Hopkins, pushing it up to Vanderwater. Vanderwater in the paint. Good transition defense there from the Trojans. Patrick Hopkins works inside, leaves it short. Vanderwater can't get it to fall. Loose ball. Wildcats save it to Widener. Good hustle there by Aaron Martin.
More second chance opportunities for the Wildcats.
Bettinger's three is off the mark. Bodies all over the floor as Casper and Hopkins got tied up. Widener's got to be careful out here on top now against Peller with those 2 fouls. Keep you up to date on all the other action in men's and women's basketball throughout the Crossroads League this evening. On the top of your screen, Casper pull-up jumper, good.
It's a third jumper, about 15 to 18 feet there for Nate Casper. He can fill it up from outside. Who knew? Senior.
6 points for Nate Casper. There's Aaron Martin with the drive and the finish, Aaron Martin. Aaron Martin with 4 points now. Back to a 2-point ball game. 33-31. Wildcats have led a couple times in this ball game. Taylor every time has taken that lead right back. Here's Peller. Loose ball comes down to Rachel though. Rachel with the drive, misses the bunny, and Aaron Martin pulls down the board. Jordan Widener now, dumps it inside, has it blocked. Patrick Hopkins had it blocked out of bounds by Nate Casper. If you're gonna play basketball for Paul Patterson or Greg Tonigal, defensively, you better get back. And we've seen both teams do that. Inside, laying it up and in, off the inbounds. 14 points for Patrick Hopkins, and we're tied up at 33.
Yeah, these big men can get up and down the floor, like you said, Roger, and finish. A lot of times they get rewarded as well. If they run the floor, they'll get the bucket.
Casey Coons with the drive and the left-handed layup. Takes back the lead for the Trojans, 35-33. Hopkins can't get it to fall. Vanderwater tried to keep it alive, but knocks it out of bounds. There is 16 minutes and 2 seconds to go here in the first half. Taylor Schoen is going to check in along with Tyler Greathouse for the Wildcats. George Jones as well. So Bettinger, Martin will sit down, and Pat Hopkins.
It's that different rotation that we saw in the first half. More perimeter-oriented group for IWU.
Casper, nice feed. Oh, Coons inside to Josh Raikkonen. Back to a 4-point Taylor lead. So every time the Wildcats tie it up, the Trojans take the lead right back. Indiana Wesleyan around the perimeter. George Jones trying to work inside. Greathouse has it now. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Jordan sees it. And a foul on Casey Coons. They dropped the one home game to Goshen. They really would not like to see them themselves drop another home game in conference play. Here's Vanderwater now. Out on top. with 12 seconds now on the shot clock. Widener on the right side with the drive. Loses a dribble, gets it out. Shown to Greathouse, 2 seconds. Widener comes up short, but there's Taylor Schoen with an offensive board. George Jones with the drive. Oh!
Oh my God.
What the heck was that?
When have you seen that? It went up underneath the basket and back in, but they said no basket.
Yeah,
obviously, it wouldn't have been a basket.
It went, I saw it go down through the basket, but it went.
The referees just didn't signal anything.
Yeah, it went through the underneath and through, and then back down. I don't think you can count that. 3 on its way. A nice block out there from Taylor Schoen. I don't know when I've seen that.
Sheesh.
Wildcats needing a basket. Zach Vanderwater 3 off the mark. Put back up and in. Oh, won't fall. Vanderwater, excuse me. Tyler Greathouse chases it down, though. Taylor Schoen had an easy putback, couldn't get it to fall. Jordan Widener with the drive, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Patrick Hopkins off the bench for the Wildcats. Let's take a look at this. He went up through the basket.
Up and back.
And, well, it kind of was a basket.
George says, hey, he hadn't got on the board yet. He would have liked that bucket.
Widener steps up, hits the first free throw. Hopkins back in. 8 points now for Jordan Widener. Free throws could be huge down the stretch here.
Right. A compelling stat, too, for IWU. 13 second chance points for the Wildcats, 0 for Taylor. So really hitting the offensive boards and making them pay.
Now that foul is only the second on the Trojans as a team, but the third on Nate Casper. Here we see the Wildcats coming up now with just a little bit of pressure in the full court. Coons kicks it out. Wide open 3 on its way and good. Josh Raikkonen.
Just when you think you got all their three-point shooters bottled up, you got their big man Raikkonen stepping outside and knocking that down.
5-point lead for Taylor. There's George Jones inside, has it blocked out of bounds. Sometimes when you see Taylor play against Indiana Wesleyan, I mean, you wonder why do they lose some of the games that they have lost, because they play with so much energy and intensity and so well. Oh, off the inbounds, the foul, and Hopkins. That's 2 times the Wildcats have gotten bunnies off of inbounds plays. Ian Dutcher is going to pick up the foul. That will be the first on Ian, the 3rd team foul. At the line, Patrick Hopkins. Patrick with 14 points. It's the first. We mentioned Patrick Hopkins averaging just over 16 points a ball game. Almost 10 rebounds a game. Hits both free throws.
Much improved free throw shot for Patrick.
Into the lineup, Tyler Waite, and he'll replace Ben Rachel. And some full court pressure here. I think Coach Conagle has seen that, this is kind of the pace that Taylor likes to play. It's a little slower, half court. Kind of grind it out. A little bit of pressure, seeing if they can't maybe influence the pace of play here.
This is a little better lineup to do so if you're IWU. A little inside presence and also some defenders in George Jones and Zach Vanderwater.
Up ahead off the rebound. Here's George Jones going the length of the floor, and he'll draw the foul. Big rebound down there by Patrick Hopkins. But George Jones will be at the line to shoot a couple free throws. The foul on number 33, Tyler Waite, is first, and the team's 4th.
George Wright, about a 70% free throw shooter for the season. Averaging about 7 points.
It's the first. Of course, take a look at this replay. George coming off that Achilles injury last season. And still, slowly but surely getting that step back. See the Lady Wildcats with the 7-point lead over in Upland. It's back to a 1-point ball game here as some big free throws there by George Jones. And a turnover by Taylor. I don't know when we've seen this many Taylor turnovers in a ball game. Jordan Widener back into the lineup for Indiana Wesleyan. Checking out for the Wildcats, Zach Vanderwater. DJ Bettinger in as well. Big possession here. Wildcats looking maybe to take back the lead. Skip pass here to DJ. Plenty of time. Patrick backs his way in. Right-handed shot off the front of the iron, short.
3 players collapsing underneath the basket there for Taylor, really making everything hard for Hopkins.
Loose ball comes out here on top to Conan. One of the Wildcats really collapsing on Casey Coons. He's open for a long 3, in and out, and Patrick Hopkins has the rebound, almost has it stolen away. George Jones will push it, and a whistle before the shot. Let's see what happens. I think it was away from the ball. And it looked like Conan.
He took a little bit of that frustration out on Hopkins on the other end of the basket. And down the floor, they got tangled up. I don't know if we have a camera angle of that, but he...
That foul on Conan is his 3rd. Excuse me. The foul on Conan, yes, is his 3rd, the team's 5th. Well, I was watching down the floor as George Jones went streaking by.
Here we have a replay of this. A good shot from the other end, and just kind of gave him a little friendly shove. Not much, really.
Oh, not much at all, but not a smart play that time by Conan. Even if he was frustrated with Pat Hopkins, that was just not a smart play.
You know the referees are watching those two as well at this point of the game.
They got tangled up just a little bit. Pat came away with the loose ball and kind of gave the little wave off. Wildcats will have it with 21 seconds on the shot clock. Looking to take their first lead of the second half. You know, and the other thing is Taylor's kind of kept this crowd out of the ball game. Inside, Hopkins, score it, and he'll go to the line.
18 points now for the big man. Senior, putting his team on his back. Many points of this game. Only player in double digits for IWU, and one opportunity.
Well, I look at that in the replay that Dutcher got kind of caught looking the other way, and that is a total mismatch with Daryl Jordan trying to stop Patrick Hopkins 1-on-1.
A couple sophomores underneath there with Jordan and Dutcher. A little more experience for IWU.
Tell you what, Taylor Schoen almost saved that one. It's out of bounds. Wildcats have regained the lead,
17-0 in that category, second chance points in favor of IWU.
Every time the Wildcats have taken a lead, though, the Trojans have gotten right back. Wildcats showing some pressure in the full court once again. Coons brings it across. 20 seconds here on the shot clock. Plenty of time as they get out to Coons. Here's Peller. The runner goes. Tommy Peller now with 9 points. Actually 11 points now for Peller. They take back the lead. DJ Bettinger dribbles it out.
They're trying to look for Hopkins. They got Dutcher on him again.
Here's DJ with 12 to Widener. Leaving it inside, turns it over. There was no place for that pass to go that time, Chase. Dutcher and Hopkins leaning on each other down low. Patrick's got to be careful. Here's Peller. Leaves it inside for Jordan, who traveled.
We walked, yep.
And Josh Raikkonen is going to check in for the Trojans, along with Nate Casper. Jordan will sit down, as does Dutcher.
For how much pounding Patrick Hopkins has been doing under the basket, only one foul for him. There's still just 2 team fouls for IWU in this half.
Tell you what, Trojans have done a good job on DJ Bettinger. They know he can shoot
Oh,
an offensive foul. Nate Casper took the charge on Patrick Hopkins. That'll be the second on Pat, the team's third. Take a look at the replay here.
Casper, a smart defender, knew Patrick had put his head down, and clearly an offensive foul.
Tommy Peller brings it across. Taylor has the basketball. They lead by 1. Loose ball, but Coons gets it back. A lot of time running. Here's Casper. Pull-up jumper off the back iron. And on the rebound, Taylor Schoen is going to be whistled for the foul. Well, Coach Patterson for Trojans kind of been harping on that all night long, and that time down the floor, I think maybe he was heard. I don't know. It looked like a little bit of a loose ball, and that Taylor was going to have the rebound anyways, but Taylor Schoen has picked up his first. Oh, there was DJ Bettinger with the near steal out on top. Loose ball. Jordan Widener on the break. Jordan takes it in, lays it off the front of the rim.
It's a great teamwork play there. DJ Bettinger doing most of the work, and then Jordan Widener there to clean things up.
Wildcats take back the lead, 43-42. Back and forth now. Raikkonen picks it up. Kicks it out. Tommy Peller running short, but there's Nate Casper flying in for the rebound. Offensive board, second opportunity here for Taylor. Peller with the drive again. And a foul on the rebound, and that may be the third on Jordan Widener.
I believe it is, Roger.
That is indeed Jordan's third, the team's fifth. Aaron Martin's going to check in for Indiana Wesleyan. Taylor Schoen will check out. I think I just said Aaron Martin checking in. Wait, dumps it inside. Blocked from behind. Oh, Patrick Hopkins is going to be whistled for the foul. And he said on the arm. I don't think. I was waiting for maybe a body, but there's no way Patrick got him on the arm that time.
We talked about the disparity in fouls with leaning towards IWU's favor in the last couple possessions. It's been a little bit the opposite.
Take a look at the replay here.
Oh, that was all ball.
Yeah.
If anything, Martin had him with the body, but he went straight up. So a break there for Taylor, and they capitalize on it. I like to know the amount of lead changes in this game.
Yeah. Taylor hits both free throws, and they take back the lead, 44-43. Well, hold on, folks. Don't go away. This one's coming down to the wire. And this is what we expected. This is going to be just a hard-fought, down-the-wire kind of game with these two teams. Here's Hopkins, spin inside, laying it up and in. It's short. Battles to get it back, knocked out of bounds off of Taylor. Hopkins frustrated. But there is a timeout. They're looking though chase at the first half, and now this first 13 minutes, second half. This is a pace that kind of favors Taylor. George Jones can't get either one of those buckets to fall. But it's kind of a slower paced, lower scoring ball game. And I think it definitely favors Taylor.
IWU coming into this game averaging 74 points. I like to get up and down the floor and then play little inside-out games with Patrick Hopkins. And Taylor has really dictated things.
Tony kicks out Casper. Jumper off the mark, comes down to Jordan Widener. Running the floor is Pat Hopkins. They get it to him. Ducks underneath. Right hand somehow goes. 20 points, Patrick Hopkins. Wildcats take back the lead. And that was pretty good defense down there. Patrick Hopkins just muscled that one up and in.
Bringing back the hook shot there. 3 fouls, though, on all 3 big men. 3 for Hopkins, Casper, and Raikkonen, so watch that.
Oh, a time right now. Go figure.
Yep. Any given night here in the Crossroads League.
Taylor will have 15 seconds now to set this one up. Ben Rachel out on top along with Casey Coons. They find Peller now. Coons leaves it for Casper, out of bounds. Turnover, Wildcats. Wildcats have led by only 1 point in this second half. Their biggest lead in the first half was only by 2. They could get their biggest lead of the ball game here with a bucket. Wildcats trying to spread it out, moving around a little bit. And now a foul way out on top as Jordan Widener drove against Tommy Peller.
Finally in the 1-and-1 bonus, I stuck on 6 fouls there for Taylor. And finally, IWU will get a chance at the free throw line.
The foul on Tommy Peller is now his 3rd. Taylor's shown back in the lineup for the Wildcats. Aaron Martin will sit down. Zach Vanderwater getting ready to check in. Probably for George Jones. Widener. 11 points as he hits that first free throw. 2-point lead for Indiana Wesleyan. He could give them their largest lead if he hits this. And he does. 47. 44. Widener's actually going to check out, so Vanderwater will replace Jordan. I don't imagine it'll be a very long break.
No, probably an offensive-defensive exchange there.
Coach Tonigal trying to set up the Wildcats for this stretch run. Inside Casper. Up and in. Tough move from Nate Casper. Draws the lead down to 1, 47-46. Was in real foul trouble for either team, but Widener has 3 for the Wildcats and about 4 players with 3 for the Trojans. DJ gets it around to Jordan Widener. Inside George Jones. He's bumped. Goes to the line! And he hits the basket!
Absorbs the contact, and George Jones stepping up big when they need him. 4 points now for the senior.
I didn't think that shot had any hope of falling. A soft touch here from George Jones.
You see how strong George is in the upper body there, able to finish that after contact. Great stuff. He's fired up.
Raikkonen with the foul. That is his 4th. And now the Wildcats with their largest lead of the ball game. They're up by 4. 50-46. Guaranteed Taylor's not going to panic here, though. Got a lot of leadership on that squad. But credit the Wildcats. They have struggled this evening. They've played the Taylor kind of pace, and they've taken the lead. Say they've struggled. It's just been that kind of a ball game. But they have played, I think, a really pretty solid game defensively. Tough shot. Good defense from DJ Bettinger. DJ gathers it in and calls for a quick time with 5 minutes and 3 seconds to go. Here's DJ Bettinger. Bringing it across. Wildcats swing it around. Plenty of time here. George Jones kicks it out. Now Jordan Widener with the dribble. Kicks out to George with 10. Drives it to the paint. Left-hand shot short. Battle for the loose ball. Still loose. And it comes down to Tommy Peller. I think George faded away just a little too much in that one. What a big screen out on top here by Ian Dutcher. Yeah. Here's Raikkonen out. Oh, crazy shot. Won't go. Pat Hopkins with the board. Another good defensive possession. DJ up to George Jones. Out of bounds off of Casey Coons. A break for the Wildcats. In for Taylor. Tyler Waite checking back in, along with Nate Casper. We're down to 4 minutes and 6 seconds. Jordan, had to knock that out of bounds. Looking for George Jones.
IWU has been able to run some set plays out of bounds and get buckets off of them, so See if they can run all the way through here on the offensive end.
Skip pass here from Patrick to George. Get it out on top now to Jordan Widener. Aaron Martin's going to put on the floor. Leaves it for Patrick Hopkins!
Slam-a-jamma there, 22 points. He's got 9 rebounds to go along with that, just 1 away from a double-double. Once again, his 6th straight game with that.
Waite misses the bunny, and Patrick pulls down the board. The Wildcats have it. They lead by 6. Here's Aaron Martin, 3. In and out. Oh, that looked like it was down.
My goodness, you saw Jordan Widener fist pump like that one in because they did everything but drop through the basket. Still.
We knew the Lady Trojans have been struggling just a little bit going to that ball game, but again, as with this rivalry, that meant nothing, especially over in Upland.
Nothing's a given, and getting down to crunch time now. A lot of these players have been in the whole game too. Coons, I think he came out for about 1 minute. Hopkins has been in a long, long time too, so we'll see how the conditioning and the workout schedule for this really kicks in right now.
A couple defensive specialists in for the Wildcats right now, and Taylor Schoen and George Jones. Tough shot goes by Tyler Waite. That was just a tough shot, and now 7 points for Tyler Waite. Breaks the Wildcats streak there. Zach Vanderwater's back in for Indiana Wesleyan after that timeout. Patrick Hopkins going to drive. Oh, and he's going to say it's out of bounds off of Patrick.
That was a good call. I watched that all the way, and Patrick, a little bit of contact, but he was off of him. Was not deflected by the Trojans.
52-48. 2.5 to go. One's coming down to the wire. The Wildcats have that 4-point lead. Wide open inside Casper. Lost it out of bounds. Zach Vanderwater came over, hit the ball, and knocked it off the hand of Nate Casper. Bettinger and Aaron Martin back in. Little offense, defense right now here for the Wildcats. DJ Bettinger has been held scoreless. I tell you what, he can still shoot. If he gets a good look or wide open 3, he can take it any time, as far as I'm concerned. A little easier over here.
Yeah. But he's got a quick release, and yeah, it's kind of interesting. 0 points, and we're still winning this ball game because DJ can really light it up quick.
Here's a near steal out on top. George Jones has it. Shot clock now down to 10. They dump it inside. Hopkins turnaround. 24 for Patrick Hopkins. He's doing it all tonight.
He knows how big this game is. You got to protect your home court here on the Crossroads League.
Oh, look at that. Casey Coons has been a little bit quiet. All of a sudden hits that 3.
Just like that, 1 possession game, Roger. We got a 1.5 left to go.
That's just what we had talked about on the shot clock. The possession arrow chase is in favor of Taylor. DJ Bettinger handling the basketball. They swing it around to George Jones.
Look for Patrick. He's got to come off the screen here and try to find it against Casper underneath.
Jordan Widener has it with 6. They dump it into Patrick. He drives hard. Lays it up soft. It won't go. They got a good look. You'll have to say there. But the Trojans come down with the basketball. Coons with the drive. Right-handed shot won't go. Loose ball. Coons gets it. Stolen away. Jordan Widener. Oh, a loose ball to Waite. Waite kicks it out. Oh, I can't believe Coons didn't shoot it.
Well, they had numbers.
Peller 3 on its way. In and out. Oh, Casper just pushed off to get the rebound. Waite, excuse me. There's a rebound by Patrick Hopkins off the Ben Rachel miss, and now Jordan Widener went right at Tommy Peller to pick up the foul, and Taylor wanted to foul, I believe.
Yeah, the shot clock's off. They had to foul.
And you know what? Jordan Widener was more than willing to get the basketball in his hands and go to the line. He went right at Tommy Peller. I really think, I'd love to see a replay. I thought Casper got away with pushing off to grab that rebound, but tell you what, in a game like this, you can't take anything for granted. You got to block out.
No, you got to do it yourself. You can't rely on the referee at this point.
Jordan Widener at the line. Nails the first 14 points for Jordan Widener. That was big. because it makes it a 2-possession ball game.
73% from the line is Jordan Weiner. Actually, the same as the team, 73%. And got it big time. He's a big-time player.
15 points. Jordan Weiner, the Wildcats back on top by 5. No fouls here. Oh, he just got away with push off the 3. Battle inside. Patrick Hopkins yanking it down, and he'll go to the line.
Isn't that fitting? Patrick Hopkins has done it all game. 10th rebound now to go along with 24 points. And if IWU holds on, which it looks like at this point they do, they got to credit to the big man, number 33, does it again.
And I hope I don't sound redundant, but if you'd have told me with 16 seconds to go it was a 56-51 ball game, I'm like, oh boy, that sounds like a Taylor game. You know, a Taylor kind of advantage.
Right.
I think credit Indiana Wesleyan. They came out this evening, and if they can hold on here, there's still 16 seconds to go, but I think they'll beat Taylor at their game tonight. But this is a big free throw because it's still, even if he makes this, it's still only a 2-possession ball game, but they'll have to hit threes. Oh, in and out. It will not fall. Wow.
They don't need a 3 here necessarily.
Long pass up ahead. Rachel, crazy shot, won't go. Loose ball comes down. Jordan Weiner, and Jordan will go to the line with 4.9 seconds to go. And I don't think it matters now. However, if Jordan Weiner can hit both free throws, it's officially ball game.
Yep, and if he's if someone's to do it, it'd be Jordan Weiner.
Credit this Wildcat defense down the stretch in the second half, Chase. I think it's as good a defense as we've seen from them in a long time. Widener, bingo.
Really a good home win, too, Roger. After they talked about that Goshen game last week, really got away from a lot of the things they do so well in the half-court set defense, and they really asserted themselves here. And like you said, beat them Taylor at their own game, and Coons will get one final 3 ball.
It's academic, though.